Welcome to another video. This is a bit different. This is not on my bike, but I thought I would share with you my 5 favourite go-to, I guess, weight loss recipes for cycling. And these are my go-to dinners when I get back from a long ride, just because they're simple, easy, cheap to make, and just digest really well and have helped me lose weight and keep the weight off. I've lost about 35 kilos. So yeah, these are the main foods and the main meals that I eat. I would say though, I'm not going to give I will give rough measurements. However, I'm not going to give specifics because it might depend on hunger. My main thing for weight loss has been always to eat until I'm satiated. And that can mean some of these recipes I'm eating much bigger portions or small portions if I've not been riding as much, if I don't feel as hungry. So just adjust it to your hunger needs. You might need to add more rice, less rice, do whatever is right for you. So for each of these recipes, I'm going to leave all the ingredients that you'll need in the description box, so you can kind of use it as a bit of a shopping list, bit of a recipe guide. And so the first thing I want to do for the soup is chop up the carrots. I've just sliced it kind of sideways and then into little pieces. Just slice the end off the bok choy and then just slice up spring onions. I literally use all of the spring onion apart from the little furry bits at the top, just chop them off. And then here we've got a mixture of really nice mushrooms, so oyster mushrooms, shiitake, regular portobello, and that's one of the main things that I would say is because these recipes are so simple, if you can get better ingredients, then try and go for the nicer, fancier ingredients, I guess. You don't have to, but it's just going to make the overall taste nicer. Then you want to chuck it all in a pan, put some boiling water on it, and then I'm adding a little bit of Sriracha. I really like the one that you get from Sainsbury's. I think you can get it from Sainsbury's and Morrison's because it's not got any MSG or any kind of bad ingredients. And you're just going to put that on the hob for I'd say about 6 minutes. While that's cooking, you just want to put some rice noodles. I don't do very well with wheat, so I always use rice noodles. I just put 2 or 3, as many as you want, into a bowl. Just put boiling water and let them kind of just cook away for a few minutes. And then, I'd leave them for maybe 5 minutes and then just pop them in, stir it around. Also, one thing I didn't add is little pieces of ginger. I always chop up ginger and put in this, and I completely forgot today. And then that is pretty much it. It probably is going to take, I think, probably 6 minutes total. You just don't want to overcook it. You kind of want it's a little bit crunchy. Then I'm adding lime and pepper, and that is the nicest noodle soup you will ever taste. Next up, we have got simple sushi. This is one of my absolute favorites. Again, all the ingredients are going to be in the description box. First off, I just use veggies that I like, and I really like red peppers. Just slicing them really thin, doing the same with cucumber. You want to cut the middle bit of the cucumber, right? Do you like the really watery bits? So I kind of eat that as I'm chopping. Doesn't work very well in sushi. It's a little bit too wet. So just slice it, and then with a carrot, I actually just use a peeler and then I'm not actually peeling it, I'm actually just shredding it down. That's what I use in the sushi. And then I've got a little bit of an avocado. I don't really eat avocado very often, but sometimes I'm feeling a little bit fancy. I will put it in sushi. And these are the sheets, so these are the Nora sheets. You can get bigger ones. I actually prefer this size. I think they make much nicer sushi. I think the other ones are almost too big, so if you get the bigger ones, just cut them in half. So the rice that I've got is just jasmine rice that I've cooked. I rinsed off the starch and then just cooked in a rice cooker. Rice cooker, if you've not got one, they are amazing. And then just left it to cool overnight. And then it just gets sticky like that. I did put a little bit of sugar in. You can put Mirin in there, which is like a rice wine vinegar. But I don't always do that. And then you just put your veggies in and then just roll it up. And that is as simple as it is. And then I've also got a little bowl of water at the side just to kind of stick the edges in, and that is it. You don't need a mat. The more you do this, the better you'll get at it, but I don't use a mat anymore for it. And then just to chop them up, I've got maybe 3 or 4 there. Just put your knife in a little bit of water, cold water, and then it just makes it a little bit easier to chop up. And honestly, one of my all-time favourite foods is just veggie sushi. I love it. You can either have that with soy sauce as well, or ginger or wasabi, or just as is. Next thing we've got is my favourite lentil dahl. Ingredients again, all in the description. So all I'm going to do is start off just by chucking a load of red split lentils. These are so cheap. I use organic ones. into a pot. I've got an instant pot, which is like a pressure cooker, but you can just put them in a pan. And then I'm chopping up 2 courgettes, just into little cubes. And then I've got pointed sweet peppers, I think they're called, but I really like these ones. Again, just chopping that up. And then I've got about 5 stalks of celery. You want to chop this up as small as you can because it can get a little bit stringy, so just want to make it as small as you possibly can. So I'm just kind of slicing it just into little cubes. And then again, also I had potatoes in this, but I actually prefer little like tiny potatoes, but I've only got big ones, so I'm just having to chop them up. So maybe 3 or 4 potatoes. They're all just going in the pot. And then I'm gonna add some hot Madras curry powder. This one particular is amazing. It's from Morrison's, I think, but it's a really good, that's where I buy it from. I mean, it's really good curry powder. So I'll just put that in. I put 2 heaped tablespoons. And then I also put half a tablespoon of actual, this is just pure chili powder. So I just I'll add a little bit more as well in a minute. Add a little bit of that in. And then I'm gonna add a tin of peeled plum tomatoes. Always go for the peeled plum rather than chopped because you get better tomatoes in there. So put a tin of that in. And then I just put, I think it's about 2.5 cans of just cold water in the top. So again, you can cook this on a hob, or you can put it in an instant pot. So I just put it in an instant pot for about 40 minutes. On the hob, I'd say probably about 45, 50 minutes maybe. Just simmer it, boil it, and then when it comes to the boil, just lower it down, just simmer it for, 40 minutes or so. And then when it's cooked, it would look like this. I love this so much. It's so tasty, I can't even tell you. And then you don't have to do this, but I kind of just blend it a little bit just so it kind of smooths it. I want to have some kind of like the chunks of veggies in there, but just not that many. And then I just serve it with a little fancy bowl of rice. I wouldn't normally serve it like that, but I was like, oh, I'm filming, I'm gonna make it a little bit fancy, and then you just do that. This freezes really well as well, so I always have this in the freezer. I always have some in the fridge and some in the freezer ready. Amazing after a big long ride. One of my favorite meals. And these are just proper nice chips. These are amazing. All you're gonna need for this is good quality potatoes. Spend the extra money on fancy potatoes. These look terrible though. I've had them a little while. So I've just chopped all the bad bits off, and then I just kind of, you want to try and get bigger potatoes so you can make really good kind of like chip shapes. And that's pretty much it. You just chop them up into chip sized pieces. And then you want to chuck them into a steamer. You can boil them. You don't want to fully cook them, just like until they're about half cooked, but I just steam them. I just prefer it, it's easier. And then you put them on a baking sheet and then into the oven for around 30 minutes. I normally do them at like full whack, to be fair, about 240 degrees, I think, for about 30 minutes. And then that is it. Look how nice they are. And then I serve them with just romaine lettuce and good old ketchup. Love it. Simple, easy, tasty. And now we've got the Cyclist superfood salad. And I call it Cyclist superfood salad, I can't even speak, because it's got beetroot and just lots of nice greens and just really good stuff. So I'm gonna start off. I've got a kilo of sweet potatoes. This might last me 1 meal, it might last me 2. So yeah, chop up the sweet potatoes, put them on a baking sheet to go into the oven. And then I'm just using garlic granules, mild chili powder and mixed herbs, just sprinkle them on. Just put as many or as little as you want. I don't like a lot of garlic, only a tiny little bit of garlic. And then you just want to kind of just, I don't know, rough them up a little bit and just make sure it's coated, and then just chuck them in the oven. Again, I do it for about 240 degrees for about 25 minutes. And while that's cooking, you just want to make all your other salad. So I've got a whole head of romaine lettuce, a whole chunk of parsley. That's one of my favorite salads. It's spinach and baby kale with carrot. It's a really, really nice salad mix. And then beetroot, because we all know for cyclists, beetroot is good for your blood. So I put 2 or 3 of those in. This one's not in vinegar. You can use it with vinegar if you want. And then I'm just using, these mandolin slices are amazing, but they're lethal. Look, that I cut this finger about 8 years ago. It looks like a blister, but it's just a very deep scar. It went all the way through, so it went like down to the fat in my finger, so just be very careful using those. So I've got red onion and then some gherkins. I love gherkins, so I'm just chopping them up. Put whatever you want in. You could put chickpeas in, you could put pineapple. I actually was going to put chestnuts in normally, but they'd gone off, so I was like, I'm not going to risk that. But chestnuts are really nice, just chop them up, just kind of nice bit of crunch. And then I've got a whole lemon. You want to massage the lemon like I just did then to get the most juice out. Catch all the pips, just put all the lemon. I actually put a whole lemon in there. And then once that's all on, you kind of want to massage it so that the lemon is like just on all of the leaves, just to kind of like marinate them, I guess, while the potatoes are cooking. And then you just want to put it all onto a plate and then put the sweet potato on top. And then I'm going to use sriracha and mustard. Just put a little drizzle of those on. And honestly, that is such a nice salad. So tasty, so nice. So they're the 5 meals that I eat pretty much every single week. I hope you found that video helpful. I'm gonna leave all the ingredients in the description box, so in the recipes and stuff, so you can make it yourself. My main take home, I think, if you are wanting to lose weight or just feel healthier, is I would just go for plant foods, lower fat, and as fewer ingredients as you can. And yeah, that is pretty much it from me. If you have found it helpful, give the video a little thumbs up, because I found this video harder to make than any riding video. I'd rather ride 200k. I think it's because I'm not used to it, and it's like faffing around with the camera and the angles and then stuff. Like honestly, my kitchen is an absolute state. Anyway, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna eat the rest of these chips because I'm hungry. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Oh, they've gone off.